Hi there. My name is Caroline Mutoko and welcome to Education Matters. This podcast is dedicated to the length, breadth, and depth of all things education. And the person who volunteered to kick off this thing with me is Alan Muteti of HOSCON. And I want you to find him. Don't keep saying, Caroline, that episode was too short. No, I want you to find him because your conversation with him could be an hour long.
Yeah.
It could be. But Alan, we wanted to talk about young students because HOSCON is about studying abroad.
Correct.
And even as I say abroad, I do want to bring in the rest of the continent who send their children to Kenya and to other parts of the continent. Yeah. Not every 17-year-old is ready for the world. In fact, I don't know which 17-year-old is ready for the world. And that is not a weakness because maturity is not a chronological age. It isn't. You shared with me an article that was published a while back in the Daily Nation. And I want to go back to it and we will link it, so you can also read it. And it was written by Michael Ochieng. And this was the preamble to the article. To many young Africans, the idea of studying or living abroad gleams like a promise, a passport to success, freedom, and reinvention. On Instagram and TikTok, life looks like a fantasy, glowing testimonials of making it. But beyond the very carefully curated moments lies another reality, one rarely spoken of, even more rarely seen: loneliness. Over to you. Because when we first met, you told me, Caroline, I love what I do and what we do is powerful, but I also know that a lot of young people come back and that story is never talked about.
Yeah.
Tell me, what happens? What have you seen? Because I am also sure when they come back, the same parent comes to you and says, Amerudi. Nataki kwenda. Natarudi.
Ako nyumbani tena.
Yes.
That's is going to be heavy because we are the ones who play that role of we sell the information to our target market. Yes. But then who has the duty of care for these students who go outside?
Yeah.
And when I say students, they could start from anywhere 15, 16, 17, all the way to 40.
To 40.
Yes.
There you go.
All the way. Like you said, maturity
is not a chronological age.
Correct.
Yes.
I could be 35, but I can't handle snow.
I don't know why people don't talk about the weather.
Yes.
Every time I speak, I told you, this past weekend, I had the pleasure of hanging out with two amazing young people. And one of them came back home after 2 years and told his mother, si rudi. Aliachana no Ohio. And when he was talking about it, he talked about the weather. He said, I have thermal and 5 T-shirts and I'm cold. I'm cold until it hurts.
The bones are juggling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are people who don't talk about this. Yeah. Because snow looks like fun because people go and do those things in the snow. They're called snow angels.
Snow angels and the snowman.
I know as a grown-up, you cannot get me to leave this continent after November. Why? Tell me when spring has sprung. Stucky. How do young people deal with that? I love the fact that you started with something as simple as weather.
Yep, the weather. Let's name our candidates. Yeah, let's pick 2 candidates. One from Ukunda and one from Mosoriot.
Yes.
Let's pick Hadija and pick Chemutai.
Chemtai.
Now we have those 2.
Yes.
Hadija's first time to come to Nairobi was to visit our office. Yes.
From Malindi?
Yeah, let's pick
Ukunda. From Ukunda?
Yes. So if they've come to Nairobi to visit our office for information, or we've already started the process virtually, then probably the first time they encounter traffic, elevators, is at the office. We have them.
At Longonot Place?
Yes. So we have them. Yeah. Now, that's the same person who will go board the elevator at JKIA, land maybe in Dubai, and then connect flights. Same to our good students, Chemtai from Masoriot. They've never done that. They've never seen these things. The first time they board a plane is going out. Okay? They don't even know that on the plane, food, you've already paid for it, so it's complimentary, quote unquote. So utakaa njaa. I've heard stories. Huyu kijana amekaa njaa kutoka Nairobi hadi Sydney. It's crazy.
Because hana pesa ya kulipia chakula.
Is they don't know that in-flight food
is already part of your ticket.
It's part of the tickets. Yes.
Yeah, but how are they supposed to know?
That's where we come in. That we tell them after we realize that they actually don't know. So we have a travel desk now which does that. Briefs them. Wow. Yeah. So the culture shock starts from
the airport.
The airport. Actually, it's the processes which are stressful, yeah? They're very stressful processes. There's a lot of money being mentioned, documentation, so anxiety, all that. What if your visa is refused? Yeah, you called your village Wakachanga, but then what if your visa is refused? So the pressure starts. Here I am, Chemtai, Hadija, 17 years old. 18, 19, go all the way to 40. Boarding now, you start, go land somewhere. Probably you'll find snow.
No. Let me tell you why I looked away.
Yeah.
Just finding your boarding gate at JKIA.
Yeah.
Just finding your boarding gate at JKIA.
Yeah.
And then you're transiting through Dubai. And God help you if somebody gave you a 2-hour layover, because that airport can't do 2 hours.
2 hours, too short.
It's too short. But then there's that train that you take to the...
And elevators and escalators on the floor. Yes, so it is insane.
Carry on.
Yeah. So we are moving our 2 candidates to different parts of the world. So we've landed in Dubai. Probably one is connecting to go to, you say America, United States of America. The other one is going to Sydney or Melbourne in Australia. Yeah, the experiences are completely different. If you land in during winter or at the start of winter, that is new for you. Hadija from Mukunda, where the beach is.
What is this?
Yeah, what is this? I've come with my bui. So then it snowballs. Experiences are different. Getting accommodation, well, we handle that. But if you don't know how now to use, you've never run a card.
Alan, no.
But you
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what my no is? My no is the complexity of just the journey. And you haven't entered the campus.
Not yet.
Chemtai probably has never swiped a card or tapped one.
So the most they've done is probably M-Pesa.
Oh, yes. Because it reigns supreme. Yeah, Alan.
Yeah. So running cards and all the time converting the currency. See, we were talking about the money.
Yeah.
Unasema in Kenyan shillings, I want to buy a bottle of water. Then una convert. Stop converting to Kenyan
by
shillings.
The way, stop converting.
You'll go crazy.
You'll go nuts. Stop converting.
Yeah, you'll go nuts. So of course, it happens, the conversion and whatnot, they land. If Batimbaya, whoever was supposed to pick them up, is not available, they're working or something, they can't cancel their shift, so you have to Uber.
How? I've just come from Mukunda.
So it is a tensed moment, even for us. And we are offering that support. Our counselors...
No, it's needed.
Yeah. Yes. So we give them the support.
Okay. Can I just... When I met Alan, he tried to brag to me. We've won awards. Okay, now I know why you've won awards. Go on. Talk about your awards as Hoscon. I'm going to sit here and think about Hadija's journey. What?
Yes.
Go.
Okay. So through the good job that we do at Hoscon Education, and our clients are satisfied. And we have been recognized since 2020, where I bagged an award, Founder of the Year Award. That was the first award in the Education Entrepreneur category, over 30, East and Central Africa. From there, it was blessings after blessings. Jumped 2023, most digitally fit organization in the education category 3 times that year, both in Kenya and East Africa in general. Then 2023 also, we won Tyne Awards. It's a Nigerian award recognizing agencies that have put their foot forward to providing solutions to Africans. And it was a beautiful moment to be named Best Agency in East and Southern Africa.
You know I didn't take you seriously when you told me. You guys know I don't lie.
And we keep going.
I know he does. Go to his website. So, back to our student who has never elevator, escalator, boarding gates, swiping cards.
Flying. Yeah, the flying.
Flying. Not knowing, where's the toilet? Who do you speak to? Buckling that belt because they've never done it before.
Turbulence.
Turbulence must be a nightmare because you think I'm going to die.
Yep.
And then you land. And the weather is like nothing
you've ever seen. So that's where everything now falls apart. So depression kicks in. Now, if you are in a winter season in a country, we picked the United States in this case.
And it happens very soon because if semester starts in September, you're in fall by October, November, and then the days are short. It's dark by 3.
It's crazy. All the way to 10 in the a.m. Yeah.
Never thought about that.
Yeah.
Never.
So we have to be with the student all through. So did so-and-so pick you? Have you checked in at your accommodation? How is it? Are you okay? Yeah. So that checklist is very important. Vitamin D. Supplements. You've left the sun here. There's no sun out there. Like you said, darkness creeps in from 3.
Let me tell you.
It's crazy.
You can't get me off this continent. And I am on a plane every 3 weeks or so. What?
Yes. So the support system is there, and we actually have our very own therapist now.
Vitamin D.
We guide them. Now they know. So come knowing it's going to be rigorous. Getting there is not all rosy.
So, weather, vitamin D, and there are people who actually get depression, not just from the environment, but actually from the climate.
Yeah.
Yes, because they haven't seen the sun.
Yep. They have not seen the sun. No one is smiling at you. The
Nobody's
smile
interested.
is sunshine.
So it's not just, as the article said, loneliness. It's now compounded by, I can't handle this weather. I can't handle these people. Why is nobody helpful? I don't know why they're like this. Why are they rude to me?
Yeah.
Why do I feel ostracized?
Yes. So now that is what builds up to that, the mental health issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that is where now it becomes serious. Now classes start, orientation. Even when you seek psychological support, I'll go and meet Miss Cynthia. Miss Miss Cynthia has grown up in Sydney and she's gone to work in Boston, maybe. That is your counselor. You tell them, wanataka managu. They don't get it.
Yeah.
I need support. I need the sunshine. But you should be
food
okay. I
that
need
tastes a certain
proper
way.
food. Where do I get it? So those communities are very important, to have communities and support from a counselor, a therapist who understands you're from Ukunda, you're from Mosoriot.
And the truth is, you don't tell mom or dad. Because washaku, patia pesa, uende maju. You've been told, here's the money, go and thrive, my daughter. So the person you tell, this is crazy, is not your mother. Wezi mpatie hiyo shida.
No.
And it's not your father.
No.
So unless you have someone you can call, in this case will be your counselors at Hoscon.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point where, and I remember you telling me this so clearly, Caroline, many come back. And that is the untold story.
Yes, they come back. Either holding it together or trying to. I've had cases where a therapist has to go inside the plane after it's landed at JKIA to go
and
receive you, or they are repatriated. They come in caskets. Yeah, the numbers I heard last year from a contact in Australia was insane. Insane. Yesterday, one was here. A few months ago, there was another one who went in 2023, flown back.
So I don't want this to be gloom, but remember, we're doing Education Matters. The nitty-gritty, the things you never thought of, the things you didn't talk about and nobody talked about. I believe that if you did not start your child on the journey of being in new spaces when they were in high school, you didn't put them in a boarding situation, whether you did it abroad or you did it in an international school setting, you have no business sending a 17-year-old somewhere else. But that brings me to almost our first conversation, foundation courses.
Yeah.
Because you need to give your person, and let me talk about students now, a chance to grow. A foundation course is also a great way to do that.
Yes. Let's look at it like a skyscraper. If you're building, where's the most time spent in building the foundation? You have to make sure that you're building a structure is strong to withstand. So that foundation is very important. If a student has an option of starting their course online from home.
From here.
Yes. 17, 18, 19. You're a kid, you're a baby.
By the way, and you and I, and I, more importantly, will come under a lot of attack because I'm going to start singing this song. 18-year-olds are not yet grown.
Yeah.
Oh, they think they're grown.
They think. So they need to go out there then and see if they're grown.
You're not.
So that's an option. The outliers you are talking about.
Yes, they are outliers who do it. And it's like, no, I went, I trudged through. You are an outlier. You are not the norm. You are not the norm. And you know why they think they're normal? Because we never tell the story of those who could never cut it. Yeah. They think that they are the norm. No, you're not. You're an outlier. Because you literally, you dug in, yes. And it probably almost broke you.
Correct.
But there are many who broke. But remember, we don't do those stories. We do the alililili at the airport and the alilili as they come back. Anything that happens in between here that does not look like ululation, hatuongeangi. We don't tell that story.
And this is where the kid now carries it for the rest of their lives. So the degree will come, but...
At what cost?
At what cost? What have we lost?
Do you, and I guess that's why there's both of us here, because you run an organization and there's me. I am a big proponent of anybody who chooses to do a foundation course here as you prepare your child for the world out there, or an IB.
Yes.
Because by the time you do your IB1, IB2, you're on the cusp of 19. closer to 20. I think you know me well enough to tell you, naangalianga saa zingine nasemanga, no, it's not necessary.
It is not necessary. Yeah. So let's come to terms with the fact that not everyone has a rosy story. And those stories also need to be put out there for us to have perspective. It worked for this one, it didn't work for this one. So what is the solution?
And how do we start getting you to experience escalators, elevators, swapping cards, and God knows what else is waiting for you?
Remember those apprenticeships we were talking about?
Apprenticeships are so important.
Exposure.
I mean, think about it. Even we as adults, it's like the first time you land at Charles de Gaulle, and damn French would understand English, just won't speak it.
Yeah.
They understand it, just won't speak it. Just gods. And your flight was Nairobi, Charles de Gaulle, Detroit to wherever.
Yeah. So that exposure is really important.
We've got to do orientations.
And in as much as these institutions organize orientation, but did you show me where the Kenyan restaurant is? You went to show me the Vietnamese restaurant. Come on, I want to mursik. I want to gali. So you show me noodles and something else. Extremely foreign. So.
And if Visa Kisi says, Miss Kulangi chakula nyepesi. I don't do light food. But apparently, he's in a university in Taiwan.
Minnesota. Yeah.
I'm also open to speaking to a psychologist or psychiatrist who can tell us what do we need to understand before we throw our 17, 18-year-olds into the deep end of anaenda maju. I love the way you did that, Alan. You said Ukunda and where? Mosoriot. Na umesema anaenda? Maju.
Hajawahi panda ndege.
Escalator. Ndege uko mbali. Hapa tu Longo not place kukuja kwa ofisi yako.
Escalator. Yes.
Swiping a card.
Getting a passport stamped. Being quizzed at the airport.
Yes. But have you seen those guys with your papers? Now, you're a good Kenyan. Good Africans travel with a folder.
Yeah.
How long are you here for? Where are you studying? What are you studying? And they're not looking at you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you must have your facts right. Don't even confuse the dates when your course starts. Yeah. So we need to prepare thoroughly. And not just look at these kids as a statistic or a source of prestige, but as the future of this country, of this continent, and our families.
4 episodes into Education Matters, and Alan's been great, but he's made the heavy and said, come see me. But I have a feeling that there's going to be a whole other conversation happening before they come to see you, and they might now come together. 2 moms, mom, dad, and another guy.
They're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Start with the continent if you can, and then venture out. Because even if that child is just going here to South Africa, to Rwanda, they still have to do that thing. Where's Terminal 1A? And then, alafu, do you have a visa? If it's not in your... My goodness, Alan.
Now that we've already covered on that aspect of finances, yeah? It's good. Now, you remember we talked about the bank statements and the money being in the account?
Yes.
It should actually be there.
It has to
be.
be.
Do not remove that money. Don't withdraw it. Don't use it.
Why?
Until the kid has settled. If you go to border control and then they ask to access your finances,
you need to be able to show it.
we've had incidences of parents, si huyu amepata visa, wanaenda wanunua kamuunda. Yes. Now the kid gets there, they're stranded. So inakuwa, they're rushing, they're not performing, they're stressed, they're working. So that work-life balance, they don't know it. Never had. But since now your parents took the money or they had borrowed it, they've given it back.
Oh, yes, they borrowed it so it can reflect on the statement.
Correct. So if they give it back, that's why preparation is key.
I told you, start when they're 1 year old. Mukaniangalia vibaya. Now look. Okay, the next time you see Alan and I on our next episode, I think we're going to try and I'm not about running away from the hard things. We've got to have hard conversations. But Alan, what I'm interested in is the gems we ignore, and I'll tell you why. I want to know from you, and this is for you to make sure you look out for our next episode, which underrated destinations are producing global talent right now? Because I know you know. And it's not necessarily the big five. Where are the strongest post-study work opportunities? Because there's some countries where you can't work afterwards. And then which countries are most welcoming to African students?
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
So that's our next episode. I know this one was heavy, but we needed to have this conversation. And I know we haven't ended it. So I like to do this. I don't own anything. If you are Citizen TV, K24, you are NTV, you are KTN, please look for Alan, because there's an important conversation here. If you feel that we didn't get to the actual depth of this and you'd like to add your experience, please look for me, okay? This is Education Matters. And yes, we started higher. We're coming down slowly. And we'll also go sideways sometimes, all right? Thank you. Get ready for my next episode.